Okay, so you know that moment, right?
Yeah.
You see that limited edition piece of hip-hop history.
Yeah.
Maybe it's vinyl, maybe some merch, and you instantly, you need it.
Yeah, totally. But then that little voice kicks in, doesn't? Hold on, isn't all this stuff crazy expensive?
Exactly. Well, today we're doing a deep dive specifically to challenge that whole idea.
Mm-hmm. Forget the notion that being a real hip hop head means, breaking the bank. We've actually spent some time exploring online articles, digging through official artists'
Even
stores.
scrolling through social media.
Right. And we found something kind of surprising. There are some incredible hip hop deals out there that are actually, well, within reach.
And look, that's our mission for this deep dive. We want to show you that scoring awesome hip-hop deals isn't some, fantasy.
It's real.
They're out there, and you really don't need a platinum record budget to get serious value and, represent your favorite artists. We've actually got some specific examples coming up that might just change how you shop for hip-hop stuff.
Okay, so let's tackle this head on. This idea that quality hip hop merchandise always comes with a hefty price tag.
It's a super common assumption.
It is. But what's interesting is how often that assumption stops fans from even looking for better options. A big part of missing out isn't really about a lack of deals. It's more a lack of awareness that they even exist.
That's so true. It's
Yeah.
almost like people just assume everything costs a fortune, so why bother looking beyond the obvious places?
Yeah.
Which, let's be honest, are often the most expensive.
Right. But the reality is there's this whole ecosystem out there. We're talking online marketplaces where fans buy and sell.
Mm-hmm.
Direct from artist promotions, those, limited time sales that pop up on social media sometimes.
You got to know where to look.
Exactly. And if we think bigger picture, I mean, this is really about making hip hop culture more accessible, right?
Yeah.
Why should the price of a t-shirt or like a vinyl record be a barrier to showing love for artists like Kendrick Lamar or Cardi B or Snoop Dogg?
Absolutely. And the deals are out there. They really help fans connect with the music without that feeling of financial strain.
For sure. So to really show how diverse these opportunities are, let's get into some specific categories of deals we've uncovered.
Okay, let's do it. We're kicking things off with something a lot of collectors are really passionate about. Limited edition albums, especially vinyl.
Yeah, vinyl's huge again. And what makes limited edition vinyl so appealing is kind of twofold, I think.
Right.
First, it's a physical thing. Often it has unique artwork, maybe colored vinyl, or even exclusive bonus tracks you can't get digitally.
Right, something tangible.
And second, for a lot of collectors, these releases can actually become quite valuable over time. They turn into these sought-after items.
Okay, give us an example.
Well, take Bad Bunny. His 2025 album, Debiti Turarmas Photos,
Yeah.
it saw this huge resurgence partly because of vinyl sales.
Oh, interesting.
And get this. The vinyl version, which had special exclusive artwork, was apparently available directly from his official store for just $35.
$35 for a major release with unique art.
Exactly. I mean, think about that. A chart-topping album, unique packaging, that price. That's a fantastic find for fans. It just shows how, even in this digital age, physical stuff, especially vinyl with that unique artistic touch, is really desirable.
No kidding. What else?
Well, then you have someone like Snoop Dogg. He frequently puts out interesting collectible vinyl, often tied to specific dates or, cultural moments.
He's always got something going on.
Right. So his limited edition vinyl of Last Dance with Mary Jane featuring Jelly Roll and the late Tom Petty that dropped around April 18th, 2025. It was a partnership with Bravado.
Okay, and the price on that one?
Pretty reasonable, again, just $30, available through shop.snoopdogg.com.
$30.
Yeah. And what's cool about this example is how it connects directly with a big part of Snoop's whole persona, right? That cannabis culture connection. It makes it culturally relevant and really desirable for his fans.
That makes you wonder, though, how many fans are actually checking those official artist websites regularly for drops like these?
That's a really crucial point. Often the best deals, the most unique stuff, it's found directly from the source, not always on the big retail sites.
Good tip. Okay, so moving away from vinyl slightly,
Yeah.
who doesn't love the energy of a live hip-hop show?
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about getting those experiences without emptying your wallet. I'm talking about discounted concert tickets.
Yes. Absolutely. Nothing beats seeing your favorite artists live, but man, ticket prices these days can definitely be a barrier.
Tell me about it. It's almost funny or maybe sad looking back at concert prices from the early 2010s.
Yeah.
Someone on X shared this back in February. They were showing Kendrick Lamar for like £22.50.
Wow.
Point 2 chains for about £16.50, even Kanye West for 65 music. It really puts into perspective how much the live music scene has changed.
It certainly does. I mean, yeah, inflation's a factor, but that desire for affordable live music, that's still strong.
Yep.
And even recently, deals pop up. What's interesting here is the role that secondary ticket markets can sometimes play. Like earlier in 2025, tickets for Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa's high school reunion tour,
Oh, yeah, that tour.
they were showing up on places like eBay for as low as $40.
$30 to see Snoop and Wiz on the same stage? That's amazing.
Right. It really taps into that nostalgia factor, too. People want to relive those classic vibes, but, without spending a fortune.
It just shows. If you're willing to do a bit of digging, maybe wait a bit, those deals can definitely be found. You don't always have to buy right when they drop.
Precisely. And building on that idea of getting more for your money, let's dive into exclusive merchandise bundles.
Bundles, yeah.
This is a fantastic way artists often provide significant value to their fan base.
I'm a big fan of a good bundle. It always
Yeah.
feels like you're getting this curated little collection,
Yeah.
And the price is usually way better than buying each thing separately.
Totally. And Snoop Dogg, again, he really seems to get this. His 420 Death Row Legacy capsule collection with Bravado. Perfect example.
What was in that one?
Well, what's cool about this collection, which you could get on SnoopDoggShop.com, was the variety. You had sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats, tote bags. Individual pieces started around $25, which isn't bad.
Okay.
However, the real value was in grabbing the whole bundle.
The bundle deal. How much was that?
For $100, fans could get the entire set, and it even came with a limited edition poster.
Nice. So you're saving quite a bit then.
Yeah, like a 30% saving overall. And considering it was celebrating Snoop actually getting Death Row Records back,
Right, a huge moment.
it's more than just merch, It's like a tangible piece of that ongoing story, that history. It just shows how artists can build deeper connections by offering these curated experiences at prices that, well, make sense.
Yeah, it feels more personal somehow.
Absolutely. And these kinds of connections often extend to rewarding loyal fans directly. Artists frequently offer special promotions just for their most dedicated supporters.
And Snoop's doing this too.
Oh, yeah. His subscription service on SnoopDogg.com is a prime example. It's a way for fans to get updates, news, and, yeah, exclusive deals.
So signing up for newsletters and stuff like that can actually pay off.
Definitely. And what's particularly interesting about these loyalty things is the potential for early access. Like back in October 2024, subscribers apparently got a big head start on his limited edition Genesis sneakers.
Oh, the Steppy and Go collaboration.
Exactly. Those sneakers were a really fascinating mix of hip-hop and tech. There were only 800 pairs co-branded with designs like Doggy Style and Lowrider.
Cool designs.
And they were distributed through a raffle system. It was on the Steppiendo X platform and the MOR marketplace. Tickets were around $20 each.
$20 for a raffle ticket for limited Snoop sneakers.
That's pretty cool. It shows that fusion of hip-hop culture with digital platforms, even blockchain tech, right, to create these unique fan things. Totally. For anyone maybe less familiar, platforms like Steppy and Go and more they use blockchain to handle unique digital and sometimes physical assets. It's a new way for artists to connect.
It really shows how innovative artists are getting in reaching their audience.
Oh.
And it's not always physical stuff either, is it? Think about Tory Lanez's NFT album drop back in 2022.
Right. Now, obviously, that was before some of his more recent legal issues, but purely from a sales perspective, the scale and the price point were pretty remarkable.
That was the deal there.
According to some posts on X from around May 2025, he sold NFT copies of his album for just $1 each.
Like $1.
$1, and apparently made $1 million in under a minute.
Whoa.
Yeah. And for anyone wondering, an NFT, it's basically a unique digital token that proves ownership of something, like digital art or music. So in this case, it gave fans a way to own a piece of the album digitally for next to nothing.
Wild. Okay, so we've seen vinyl deals, ticket deals, bundles, even digital stuff. But now, after highlighting all these pretty incredible finds, we think we've saved maybe the ultimate hip-hop deal for last. This one really, really stood out to us.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
We're talking about Snoop Dogg's curated box.
The Snoopermarket box. Yes, okay. Available through his official Snoopermarket site, snoopermarket.com. And you're right, this isn't just a random bag of stuff. It feels very thoughtfully put together. Priced at $150.
$150. Okay, let's unpack this thing. What's inside this treasure trove?
All right. First off, You get a rare reissue of Snoop's legendary 1993 album, Doggy Style.
Classic.
But wait, it's not just a standard reissue. This one includes exclusive bonus tracks you can't get anywhere else.
Okay, that alone is a huge draw for any serious Snoop fan.
Totally. Then you get into the apparel. There's a hoodie featuring that iconic Doggy Style artwork.
Nice.
And a t-shirt from the Last Dance with Mary Jane collection we mentioned earlier. And what's worth noting is, if you look at reviews on his shop, people generally praise the quality of his merch. It's not just cheap promo stuff.
Good quality is key. Okay, what else? Vinyl, hoodie, t-shirt.
The goodies keep coming. The box also includes collectible posters. And these apparently span Snoop's whole career, showing different eras, like his early death row days, right up to his current, entrepreneur, cultural icon status.
Wow. Okay, posters too.
But for me, maybe the real standout piece is the inclusion of a pair of signed Snoop Dogg X Skechers sneakers.
Signed, like actually autographed.
That's what it says, personally autographed by Snoop himself. It kind of echoes that Genesis sneaker excitement, but with that personal touch. That makes them a genuinely unique collectible.
Okay, hold on. Let's just talk value for a second. A signed Snoop Dogg jersey, if you look on eBay or somewhere, that could easily be $200.
Easily, maybe more.
And original vintage pressings, a Doggy Style, on vinyl. You're often looking at $80 plus, depending on condition.
Yeah, at least.
So when you start adding up the potential individual value of everything in this $150 box, the signed sneakers, the exclusive vinyl, the quality apparel, the posters, you're very likely getting way over $400 worth of Snoop memorabilia.
It's not just a good deal. It's like a steal. Seriously.
It feels like more than just saving money, too. It's about owning a real piece of hip-hop history, connecting with his legacy.
Exactly. Snoop's been such a pivotal figure for, over 3 decades now? This curated box isn't just a purchase. It's a way to connect with and celebrate that whole enduring legacy.
And it really drives home the point that these amazing finds aren't just like a mythical one-off thing. There's a whole world of other interesting deals out there if you know where to look.
Yeah.
Especially in the vintage and collectible space.
Totally. The history of hip-hop is constantly being revisited. Its artifacts revalued. You look on platforms like eBay, you can find vintage Snoop Dogg clothing company jerseys. Remember those from the 90s?
Yeah.
We saw hashtag 213 blue men's 3XL listed for as low as $50. That's a genuine piece of Y2K era rap fashion history right there.
$50 for a vintage jersey like that. Wow.
And for the Funko Pop collectors, the Snoop Dogg hashtag 305 figure, the one in the white Steelers jersey. It's a limited edition, only 5,000 made. You can often find that for around $30 through places like Hot Topic.
See? Fun, relatively affordable collectibles. Adds personality.
And what's also fascinating is just seeing the sheer range of value. Okay, so for the serious collector, the one with maybe deeper pockets, there was a production agreement contract for the Jay-Z and Eminem track Renegade, signed with their real names, Sean Carter and Marshall Mathers. That was apparently up for sale back in February 2025 for, get this, $35,000.
$35,000. Okay, that's the other end of the spectrum.
Right. It shows the potential high end of this market. But then,
And you've got stuff like
a cool Snoop Dogg vintage wash t-shirt, retro 90s design, listed on Etsy Canada for just $25.
$25.
Yeah. It just shows the huge variety. Official merch, vintage stuff, even creative fan-made items. There's something for pretty much all budgets and tastes.
So if we kind of bring this all back home, why did these deals actually matter?
Well, I think it's because they make hip-hop culture more inclusive, more accessible. It shouldn't just be for people who can afford super expensive, rare items. It's for anyone who loves the music and the artists.
That Snoop Dogg curated box feels like such a perfect example of that. It's not just the stuff you get, it's the whole experience, connecting with the history, the artist's journey in a way you can actually hold.
Right. And ultimately, finding these more affordable options really challenges that perception of hip-hop collecting being some super expensive passion.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully, by sharing these examples, we're encouraging you, the listener, to maybe explore those artist stores, check out the online marketplaces, keep an eye on social media, just with a fresh perspective.
You really never know what incredible deal you might just stumble upon.
Exactly.
So now we really want to hear from you. What's the most amazing hip-hop deal you've ever found? Did you unearth some rare vinyl for next to nothing? Snag unbelievably cheap concert tickets?
Yeah, we'd love to hear those stories. Share them with us.
Definitely. And hey, if you're looking to dive even deeper into the world of hip-hop, Keep an eye out for our upcoming discussion on some essential hip-hop documentaries you really need to see.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. But ultimately, for today, it's just about continuing to celebrate this amazing, vibrant culture and enjoying that thrill of the hunt, right? Discovering those cool finds that connect us back to the music and the artists we love. Happy hunting.